2. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel. Unbelievable. I'd almost forgotten about those good old days. Instructor? Where the hell do you come out of? Instructor? How long have you been there? So, looks like you finally found out about my work history, huh? I guess that kinda tarnishes my ravishing adult charm a bit then. I hate to break it to you, but you didn't have any to begin with. Shh! Did you hear an old maid sighing? Huh? Oh, I get it. What was that? Oh, Claire's here too. Good evening, everyone. Captain Claire. This is quite the unusual combination. Maybe not. Maybe Claire was with Sara and the Bracer Guild as well. Let me be the first to assure you that this wasn't my idea. But the governor asked me to tell you that tomorrow's field study is being put on hold. Instead, you get the exciting opportunity to help this lady and her goons with their evil schemes. Huh? What evil schemes? Sara, could you maybe not try to put them off entirely before I've even had a chance to explain? Actually, there is a matter I'd like all of you to help us with. I've discussed this with the governor and he decided that this would be the best way to handle the issue. These are basically army jeeps. Now, if you'd be so kind as to get on board, I'll explain everything to you as we get to you at the command post in Heimdall Central Station. What, are we getting to like what happened in the very beginning of the game? But we were wearing our winter uniforms at that point, so... Probably not. What the hell is going on around here? These Jeeps also look like the most normal cars in this entire game. Most. Terrorists? Indeed, I'm afraid we have no choice but to define them as such. Unfortunately, we have no clue as to their aim, nor do we know the names of the group's members, its size, or its history. At present, it doesn't even seem that the terrorist group has established a name for itself. That's a lot of unknowns. Would I be correct in assuming the man we met in Nord Highlands who was trying to start a war is a member? A new God Eater 3 thing has been posted up on YouTube. I just got that notification. I know it's nothing to do with this, but you know. Mr. G. Gideon. So he's one of them, He said his name was Gideon or G or something like that. So that's what that man you encountered in Nord Highlands was up to. He does sound like the terrorist type. And you think he and his group are are going to try something tomorrow on the first day of the summer festival? We're currently operating under the assumption, yes. The summer festival lasts 3 days, but unlike festivals in other provinces, only the first day garners much attention. It's been a month since the incident in Nord. If they intend to make their next move soon, tomorrow is a likely time. I'd have to agree. Terrorists do love their time in the spotlight after all. And considering how easily Gideon gave you his name, I'm betting we'll start to see them acting more openly soon. First you gather arms and others like-minded allies in secret. Then you reveal yourself with a bang and keep going in quick succession. That's the typical terrorist MO. I see. And you want us to assist with countermeasures against them? Right. The RMP will be joining forces with the Heimdall military police to bolster the capital's security. Unfortunately, as big as the capital is, I can't say with complete confidence that there will be no holes in our security. That's where you come in. You'll be assisting our security measures as a reserve force. Bah, it'd sure be nice if the guild was still active here. They would have come in mighty handy right now. Yes, I don't disagree. Sara, you do know that the RMP had no involvement in the guild's withdrawal from the capital, right? Oh, really? I mean, your boss and that brother of yours could hardly make their opposition to the guild more obvious if they tried. Well... Wow, these two really seem to have a messy history between them. It sure looks that way, especially where the guild is concerned. Although, it sounds like your brother has been keeping busy in Crossbell recently. So, what's it gonna be? Whether you choose this as your field study task for tomorrow is totally up to you. If you decline, there are plenty of tasks the governor need taken care of, like you've been doing the last 2 days. The summer festival is a busy time, after all. Lots of little details that need to be squared away. I think I speak for Group A when I say we'll be glad to join in with the anti-terrorist countermeasures. Group B feels the same. Alright then. Thank you for your assistance, everyone. Now, let's move right along to confirming the patrol routes you'll be following. We're getting into it. Nice walking cycle, cat. So Instructor Sara stays with us. Wow, this place sure brings back memories. Up until about 1.5 years ago, I'd swing by here at least once a week. Really? I wouldn't be surprised if I'd seen you around here before then. Well, I did end up getting to know your sister. Fiona, right? Works as a piano teacher? Seriously? Wait, she did say she knew someone who worked at the guild. I guess she was talking about the instructor. Still, instructor, what is it that caused the guild to withdraw from the capital? I've been wondering that for a while myself. The guild used to be pretty active here in Erebonia, right? Well, yeah. The direct cause was guild branches all over the country being blown up, but I'm sure you already know that. The culprits were a Jaeger Corps hired by a nasty bunch the guild was at odds with at the time. Well, still is, but anyway. Thanks to a dependable ally, we were able to defeat the Jaegers, but by then the Imperial government had its eyes on us. They started making life difficult for us, took away most of the guild's authority in the country, leaving our hands tied. Eventually, the branches here started closing one by one, with no real prospect of ever reopening. So that's how it was. Instructor. Don't worry, your dad might be the city's governor, but he wasn't really involved. A certain friend of his, however, was very involved. You're talking about Chancellor Osborne, representative of Imperial government, I assume. Yep, him and his cronies in the Imperial Intelligence Division. It's kind of like a sister organization to the Railway Military Police. Anyway, after that, I was out of a job. That's when Principal Van Dyck came and offered me a position at the academy. I started as a combat instructor last spring, and after that, I wound up being chosen as your class's homeroom teacher. I still help out the guild from time to time, though. That's how I ended up being in our Jaeger princess here. Bringing it. Knock it off. So that's what happened. You mentioned that a Jaeger Corps was responsible for the attacks. What was its name? Oh, it wasn't the same group V used to run with? They were called Jester, not a particular high-ranking outfit. I see. Worried about me? Well, I did suspect that it was likely a different corpse. From the sound of it, the Jaeger Corps feet belonged to was a pretty large one too. Though, not two. Fool, there was no two there. Oh, definitely, she was with Zephyr. Their leader was this insidious? Is that correct? Guy known as the Jaeger King. You name a combat specialty, Zephyr had it covered. They were the only corps on par with the Red Constellation, which has its roots in the Berserkers of the Middle Ages. They called me plenty of trouble back then when I was still a full-time bracer. Caused. Look who's talking. You caused us plenty of trouble yourself. It's hard to believe this all happened to people we actually know. Yeah, it sounds more like a story out of some novel. Anyway, the terrorists you've been hearing about lately aren't part of any Jaeger Corps. I figured that was the case. Generally, Jaegers are interested in just two things: money and fighting. That Gideon guy you encountered in the North Highlands doesn't seem to fit that description, though. If I had to guess, I'd say he's acting on some kind of deep-seated grudge. A grudge, huh? Well, it's hard to say anything for sure. I never met him myself. From what I understand, he did some particularly tenacious... He was definitely that. Which means we're really going to have to step it up for our patrol tomorrow. Your involvement is just a precautionary step, but if you're going to help, give it your best, I'd say. Seems like your teamwork is smoother than ever too, so all the better. Anyway, it's late, so get your report written and get some sleep. I'm gonna crash in one of the empty rooms upstairs. Ah. The instructor never changes, does she? You sure? She seemed more talkative than usual. Feels like she was pushing herself. Now that you mention it, she did seem far more forthcoming with information than usual. Maybe she's feeling a bit weird being back in her old workplace? You might be right. Still, I guess we're not really in any position to be worrying about her. We'll just have to do our best to coordinate with Group B tomorrow to make sure everything goes smoothly. Agreed. Alright, the sooner we get that report written, the sooner we can get some sleep. That night, they're watching over the place, them terrorists. Whoa, the door's opening. What's up? I thought I heard something outside. Maybe I should check it out. It sounded like footsteps. Did someone go downstairs? Sorry for hitting the mic. Oh. Instructor Sara? Damn it, always getting interrupted.
Keep up the good work.
The time is finally at hand. At last, the hammer of judgment shall rouse this indolent capital from its slumber.
Yeah!
Comrade G, all of the necessary preparations are complete.
But it feels like you have so few men accompanying you.
Wouldn't it be wise to call in a few others for backup?
There's nothing to fear. As long as I have this flute, not even the railway military police stand a chance of stopping us.
Tomorrow, the people of this land will at last know our name. My dear comrades, I shall be counting on you all.
Yeah!